Imagine this. You've worked hard your entire life, saved money, maybe bought a home, and built something you're proud of. But here's the question. What happens to it all when you're gone? Does the government get a piece? Do your kids fight over it? Or does everything flow smoothly just the way you want? That's where estate planning comes in. But do you really need an estate planning attorney for this? Or can you just grab a cheap online form and call it a day? Stick around, because the answer might surprise you. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly when you can handle things yourself and when an attorney could save your family from a financial and emotional disaster. Number 1. What an estate planning attorney actually does. Most beginners hear the phrase estate planning and think it's only for millionaires with mansions and yachts. But that's not true. Estate planning simply means creating a legal plan for what happens to your money, property, and even your health decisions when you can't make choices yourself. An estate planning attorney is a lawyer who specializes in this. They help you write legally binding documents like wills, trusts, powers of attorney, and healthcare directives. They also make sure these documents follow state laws. Because here's the catch. Every state has different rules, and one mistake could make your plan useless. Example. Imagine you downloaded a will template online. You filled it out, signed it, and put it in a drawer. But your state requires 2 witnesses. Without them, your will could be thrown out in court, and the state decides who gets your money instead. An attorney helps you avoid that nightmare. Number 2. The risks of doing it yourself. Let's say you go the DIY route. You find a free will template online, spend an hour filling it out, and think you're done. Easy, right? But here's the hidden risk. You might be creating problems that only show up after you're gone. And by then, it's too late for your family to fix them. Example. A woman in Texas thought she was being smart by naming her 2 children in a handwritten will. But she didn't include a clause about what happens if one child dies before her. When that happened, half her estate went to the wrong relatives. The family spent 2 years in court. Without legal guidance, you might miss small details like updating beneficiaries, covering blended families, or accounting for taxes. These mistakes can cost your family thousands of dollars and endless stress. Number 3. When you might not need an attorney. Here's the part that might surprise you. Not everyone needs an estate planning attorney right away. If you're young, single, renting an apartment, and don't have kids or major assets, you might get by with a simple will or even just naming beneficiaries on your bank and retirement accounts. Example. If you're 25, renting an apartment, and have a checking account, a 401k at work, and no kids, naming a beneficiary on your 401k might be enough for now. That way, your money goes directly to that person without court involvement. But here's the twist. Life changes. You might buy a house, get married, have children, or start a business. Suddenly, things aren't so simple anymore. And that's when doing it yourself can become dangerous. Number 4. The situations where you definitely need an attorney. So when does it cross the line? Here are common situations where an estate planning attorney is almost a must. If you own property in more than one state, because every state has its own probate rules, an attorney can set up a trust to avoid multiple court battles. If you have a blended family, stepchildren, second marriages, or complicated family trees often lead to disputes. A lawyer can write clear instructions to prevent fights. If you have a business without a plan, your business could collapse overnight or fall into the wrong hands. An attorney helps set up succession planning. If you want to protect assets from taxes or creditors, lawyers use tools like trusts to shield your money legally. Example. A man in Florida left everything to his second wife, thinking she'd do the right thing and share with his kids from his first marriage. She didn't. The kids got nothing. A proper estate plan with an attorney could have guaranteed fairness. Number 5. How attorneys can save your family money. Hiring a lawyer feels expensive. Estate planning attorneys often charge anywhere from a few hundred to a few $1,000s. But here's the thing. Probate court fees, legal disputes, and family fights cost way more. Example. In California, probate can cost around 4% of the estate value in court and attorney fees. If your estate is worth $500,000, that's $20,000 gone. A trust set up by an attorney might cost $3,000, but could save your family tens of thousands later. Think of it like insurance. You're paying now to prevent massive headaches later. Number 6. What to expect when meeting an estate planning attorney. Let's make this practical. If you decide to work with an attorney, what happens? Usually, the process goes like this. First, you'll have an initial consultation. The attorney will ask about your family, your finances, and your goals. Second, they'll recommend documents. Maybe a will, maybe a trust, maybe just a power of attorney. Third, they'll draft and review everything with you. You'll sign, and they'll make sure it meets legal requirements. Example: if you own a home, they might suggest putting it into a living trust. That way, when you die, it transfers smoothly without court approval. It's not as scary as it sounds. Most attorneys are used to working with beginners and explain things step by step. Number 7. The emotional side of estate planning. Let's not forget, estate planning isn't just about money. It's also about love, care, and peace of mind. Without a plan, your family could be left fighting over your belongings while also grieving your loss. Example: I once read about two sisters who didn't speak for years because their mom never said who should inherit her wedding ring. That small oversight destroyed their relationship. By working with an attorney, you can leave clear instructions. You're not just protecting your money. You're protecting your family from unnecessary pain. Number 8. How to choose the right attorney. Not all attorneys are created equal. Some focus on personal injury, some on divorce, and some on estate planning. You want someone who does this every day. Here's what to look for. Specialization in estate planning law. Experience in your state. Good communication. If they confuse you with jargon, that's a red flag. Transparent fees. Ask for a flat fee if possible, so there are no surprises. Example: if you live in New York, look for an attorney who understands New York's unique estate tax rules. Hiring a general lawyer who dabbles in estate planning could lead to costly mistakes. Number 9. Common myths that hold people back. Many beginners avoid estate planning because of myths. Let's bust a few. Myth 1. Estate planning is only for the rich. Truth: if you own anything of value or have children, you need it. Myth 2. A will is enough. Truth: a will still goes through. Probate: a trust may be better. Myth 3. I'm too young to need it. Truth: accidents happen at any age. Having at least a healthcare directive and power of attorney is smart, even in your 20s. Example: a young man in his 30s got into an accident and was in a coma. His parents and wife fought over medical decisions because he had no documents. A simple healthcare directive could have avoided the conflict. Number 10. The bottom line. So, do you really need an estate planning attorney? It depends. If your life is simple, you might start with DIY documents. But as soon as you own property, have kids, or want to protect your family from disputes, an attorney can be worth every dollar. Think of it this way. You can cut your own hair at home, but when it's your wedding day, you probably want a professional. Estate planning is your family's financial wedding day. You want it done right. Number 11. Updating your plan over time. Estate planning is not a one-and-done event. Your life changes, and so should your plan. If you get married, divorced, have children, buy property, or even move to a new state, your documents may no longer work the way you intended. Example: a man created a will leaving everything to his wife. Years later, they divorced, but he forgot to update his will. When he passed, his ex-wife inherited his assets. That was not what he wanted, but legally that will still stood. An attorney helps you review and update your plan regularly so that your wishes stay current. Number 12. Planning for incapacity, not just death. Most people think estate planning is only about what happens when you die. But what if you are alive and cannot make decisions for yourself? An attorney can set up a power of attorney for finances and a healthcare directive. These documents let someone you trust make choices on your behalf if you are incapacitated. Example: a woman in her 40s suffered a stroke and could not speak. Her family had to go to court to get authority to pay her bills. With a power of attorney, they could have avoided that stressful process. Number 13. Protecting children and guardianship. If you have kids, estate planning is not optional. It's essential. An attorney can help you name guardians for your children if something happens to you. Without that, the court decides who raises them, and it may not be the person you would choose. Example: parents with two young children died in an accident without a will. The kids ended up in foster care temporarily until the court picked guardians. A simple will with guardianship instructions would have made that decision clear. Number 14. Special needs planning. If you have a child or loved one with special needs, leaving them money directly in a will can hurt them more than help. Why? Because it might disqualify them from government benefits. An attorney can create a special needs trust. This allows your loved one to receive financial support without losing benefits like Medicaid or supplemental security income. Example: a father left $50,000 directly to his disabled daughter. That inheritance caused her to lose government assistance until the money was gone. A special needs trust would have protected her long term. Number 15. Charitable giving made easy. Maybe you want to leave part of your estate to a charity you love. Doing that the right way can reduce taxes and make sure your gift goes where you want. An estate planning attorney can set up charitable trusts or include precise instructions in your will. Example: a woman wanted to leave money to her church. She wrote a vague note in her will, and the court did not honor it. An attorney could have made that gift legally binding. Number 16. Blended family fairness. Blended families are more common than ever. If you have kids from a prior relationship and a new spouse, things can get complicated fast. An attorney can create plans that balance fairness, like giving your spouse income during their lifetime, but ensuring your kids inherit later. Example: a man remarried and left everything to his new wife. After she passed, her kids inherited the estate, and his biological kids got nothing. A trust could have protected both sides fairly. Number 17. Business succession planning. If you own a business, what happens when you retire, become incapacitated, or pass away? Without a plan, your business might shut down or ownership could fall into the wrong hands. An attorney can set up buy-sell agreements, trusts, or succession plans so your business continues smoothly. Example: a family-owned restaurant shut down after the founder's sudden death because no one had legal authority to run it. A succession plan would have kept the business alive. Number 18. Digital assets planning. We live in a digital age. Your online accounts, social media, cryptocurrency, and digital files are part of your estate too. An attorney can guide you on how to pass on access securely and legally. Example: a man had thousands of dollars in Bitcoin but never left instructions. His family could not access the wallet, and the money was lost forever. Number 19. Minimizing family conflict. Money brings out strong emotions. Even close families can fall apart when someone dies. An estate planning attorney creates clarity in documents so there is less room for arguments. Example: two brothers stopped speaking after their father's vague will left the house to them. One thought it meant the vacation home, the other thought it meant the main residence. An attorney's precise language could have prevented that fight. Number 20. Peace of mind for you. At the end of the day, estate planning is not just for your family. It is also for you. Knowing that your affairs are in order gives you peace of mind. You can live your life without worrying about what will happen when you are gone. Example: a couple in their 60s said that after finishing their estate plan, they slept better at night. They knew their children and grandchildren were protected. Planning your estate is one of the most caring gifts you can leave behind. It's not just about wealth. It's about protecting the people you love from confusion, stress, and heartache. So here's the real question. If something happened to you tomorrow, would your family know exactly what to do? Or would they be left scrambling and fighting? What do you think? Do you feel confident your current plan would protect your loved ones? Or do you see why having an estate planning attorney might make all the difference?